evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Beyond Authentic. This is where we do some tarot reading. We also talk about things like witchcraft. We have a podcast. There's all sorts we do on this channel, but mainly on the live streams, it's all about tarot readings. So good evening. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. If you don't know, my name is Lisa. I am completely alive. It's on. We're all good. Ed's here. Good evening to Ed. Holland from Blue Chalice is here. Good evening to Holland. Seti the Red is here. Good evening to Seti. Jay is here. Holla to Jay. Now, before we start, I've got a little bit of kind of advice. Right. So I'm going to show you something now that I bought on Amazon. Right. So a respected a respected retailer, and I ordered it. It was a cheap item, but basically I decided that I would take a risk because it is a tarot deck, and I thought, you know what, it's cheap, but maybe there's a reason for that. And there was. Let me show you the reason for that. So this is the item that, oh gosh, that didn't quite work out as planned. So hopefully you can see that. This is the item that I bought. It is a tarot deck. It is the Gummy Bear Tarot. Now, I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll get a quick, cheap, but quick little fun little deck. Looked at the pictures. It showed the box. It showed some of the cards. I thought, you know what? They're not hugely detailed, so chances are the reason it's cheap is because it's a very, very basic deck. Didn't realize, as you can see, if I show you my, oh gosh, it's stuck with some blue tack. Show you my normal deck. Yeah, you can see what's happened. It's a fake Chinese deck. But anyway, so this turned up. I thought it's going to be very basic, but it might be fun to use. And yeah, this was the supposed Gummy Bear deck. It's extremely poor quality. It's not quite showing up on camera just how bad a print job this is, but also, I mean, look at that. That's supposed to be the Empress. Awful. It's just blooming terrible. Just blooming terrible. Oh, Jay, I've just realized I haven't added you into the mod group, so I will do that for you in a second. So yeah, just terrible quality, terrible deck. I mean, look at that for the star. Just really, really bad. So yes, my advice is be careful. Even if you are buying from reputable, the word I can't say, reputable shops, beware of cheap decks, because I thought it was cheap because it was fun. And you know, obviously quite a basic, you know, that's the fault, quite a basic fault. I thought it was basic, I thought it was cheap, I thought it was like a knockoff, not a knockoff as in fake, but a knockoff as in you know, designed to be a cheap introductory deck. And yeah, it turns out it is the epitome of just bad. So that's going to live there now. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Who did I just see pop up? Melinda Brown. Good evening, Melinda Brown. You would give that to your 7-year-old. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I could see that, giving it to a kid, using it as coasters maybe. It's just not a very well-designed deck. And to be fair, I wasn't expecting it to be well-defined. I was thinking it was going to be one of those decks. Do you know why I bought it? It's because up here on the shelf, up here in my I need to do this, is the Chibi tarot deck, right? Which is a fun, or is it the Kawaii one? What is it? Which one is it I've got? No, it's the Chibi tarot. And it's cute and fun and super cutesy and very sort of Japanesey, cutesy, Hello Kitty style design, really in that sort of ethos, you know, that cartoony vibe. And I thought it might be a bit similar to that and it might work really well, but no. So there you go. Anyway, good evening, everybody. We are here to do some tarot readings. I am looking at my system. It seems we are very low on viewers at the moment, so tonight's probably a very, very good stream if you want to get in and get a tarot reading done quickly. Now, I do know that lots of you watch my readings and watch my live streams on the replay crew. So first of all, huge thank you, lots of love hearts to the replay crew. Thank you so much for being here, and yeah, thank you so much for watching the streams after they've gone up. It's always lovely to see, and yeah, thank you so much. But you got stung by a few, but the quality was not too bad. The ones today are so bad. Yeah, they're just crap. They're just crap. And the thing is, I got it on Amazon, and I thought it would be okay because it was on Amazon. It wasn't like a Depop's got a lot of fakes. eBay's got a lot of fakes. I thought Amazon would be okay. Anywho, yes, so that is my little story today. They are being returned back to their Amazon. Also, I got stung on I downloaded an app. So fiddle back a little bit. Rufus bought one of those TikTok printers, you know, the little cutesy ones that uses the heat. I've now bought one as well. I'm waiting for it to arrive so that I can do labels for stuff that's going on behind the scenes. So I've finally made, it's taken me a blooming long time to do it. I have finally, no worries, Neil, I have finally made a blooming black salt. Finally made a big thing of black salt. So I've been doing things, okay, making things, and I need to label them. So that's why I bought my own label maker thing. But so Rufus bought one off of the tickety-tock, because we like tickety-tock, as you will know if you've seen the recent podcast. So Rufus bought one, and I downloaded the app to go with it. But the app had a thing. It had a thing where if it basically paused, and then up popped this thing that said continue. And I clicked the continue thing, and it said just pay £1 and then the app will download and blah blah blah. So I did that. Turns out that wasn't part of this app, it was a scam. So they tried to take £60 from me today. It went through fraud and everything else through the bank, so that's luckily been stopped, and the bank stopped it, and it's all going well. But yeah, so that was another thing that I got stuck with today. I got scammed with some tarot cards, and then I got scammed with the blooming app. So I've not been doing too well, even though I'm wearing my evil eye. Shouldn't be happening, you buggers. But yes, so anyway, good evening and welcome. That's me chatty bit out the way now, so we can continue and we can concentrate on some tarot now. So good evening and welcome to the channel. I am Lisa. I've been doing tarot for 29 years this year. I mean, how is that even possible? Obviously it means I started when I was just 10, obviously. So yeah, and we're going to be doing some tarot readings, and I am looking forward to tonight. Actually, I really missed you the last couple of weeks when I was off, or the last week when I was off. I really did miss the stream, so hopefully tonight's going to be a good one. Now then, I do have to say that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you are looking for that sort of advice, if you're looking for that sort of support, please do seek out a professional. I am not a professional in those areas. And as always, the style of tarot that we do here, I will tell you what you need to know, but it's not necessarily the answers that you want. So just be aware. Also, remember, do not share your private information anywhere on the internet. Not here, not on Facebook or I was about to say MySpace. That shows how old I am. Do not share your personal information on the internet, because as you all have seen that happen to me, you could end up getting scammed very easily. And so just protect your own information, okay? Just protect your own information. So yeah, thank you ever so much for doing that. Do protect your own privacy. Now, how we work on this channel, there are two ways to get a reading on this here channel. You can send it as a super chat. That comes through automatically to me, and will come through on a separate screen with a different thing and everything. It automatically shows up, and it makes it easier to read because it's in a blue box with white writing. Lovely, lovely, lovely. But if you don't want to do that, you can always wait until I open up a free round. And when I do that, that is when it's time to go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. That is how we do it on this channel. And we're going through till 9 p.m. I'm not going any later tonight. It's my turn for dinner to do dinner, so I need to cook after I've done this. So we are not going anywhere else. We're not going on till 9:30 or 9:45 like we did on Sunday. So then, all of that being said, if you would like a tarot reading, there is something else that you really, really need to know. So just before I open up the free round, you really need to be aware of this.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
We have a super strong connection here, right? Oh my God! Yes, indeed. What will your card say today? Let's find out. So then, let's go ahead and open a brand new round. So we're going to go ahead and open the first round tonight. If you would like a tarot reading, you need to do the things. The next round, or the first round, is now officially open. So please go ahead and put your reading into the live chat, starting with the word question, or send it through as a super chat that will come through directly to me, and I will then read the super chats first. If we get more than one super chat at a time, I will go through those in the order they come in. If we don't get any super chats and we just use the free readings, then I will pick one of those at random. Okay, hopefully that will make sense. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that right about now. Bear with. Yay, Jay, you have been added on to the WhatsApp group. Right, let me just have a look. Oh, it looks like we haven't got any messages at all. That makes life easy then, doesn't it? That makes life a lot easier. So we've got nobody wanting a tarot reading tonight. Oh, well, in that case, let's just finish early, everybody. 15-minute live stream, nice and easy, quick. We can finish dead quick. So then, that is... Oh, the sound's better now. It's because I turned my fan off, Ed. That's what I did. I turned off the fan. So, yes, no questions. I don't think that has ever happened. It has happened once, but not at the beginning of a stream. It has happened once before, but it was more towards the end of a stream. And to be fair, I need to get a lot better at presetting the streams. That's what I need to be doing. I need to get a lot better at doing the streams. So yeah, that would make a lot more sense. Right, I don't know what to do now then. I honestly don't know what to do. Does anybody... Oh, hey, SK, would you like a tarot? We're down to mods and mods. I think that's all we've got on the channel. It does look like my YouTube is saying I've only got 4 people watching. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I know that there's more than that. So I don't know what is happening for the YouTubes. I really don't know what is happening. But I guess we can, I guess I can, I don't know what, I honestly don't know what is the best to do right now. You can see 5. You'll have a general if no one's asking. I can certainly do readings for the mods if you want. Let me just check something. Oh, excuse me. Come on, mouse. Let me check something on the back end. I tell you what, while I do that, let me hit the doodah again. No, we have no questions. We have no questions. SK, I've answered this question. I've answered this question for you. In fact, I think I answered it on Sunday. If it wasn't this Sunday, then it would have been last Tuesday. I've answered this question for you, my friend. You've got to give the tarot time for things to change. So how tarot works, okay? Let's talk. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'll do a swoop. Let's talk about this, because actually I think it's something I don't think I've ever really discussed on the channel before. So for me, tarot is a system that connects me to the Akashic records, right? I've talked about that. So in my head, the Akashic records is like an infinite library. So if you imagine like the British Library or the library, even the library in What We Do in the Shadows, right? An infinite library. Every level, every floor is infinite, going all the way up, all the way down, left, right, forward and back from where you are now is infinite. And everybody's life story, everybody that has ever lived, everybody that will ever live, everybody that is living now has their story recorded in the Akashic records. And that could be in the form of a scroll. It could be pottery tablets. It could be scratches on cave walls. It's all recorded throughout the history of time, the time that's past and time yet to be. Now, the way that for me tarot works is that we get to peek in at where those storylines are going, right? So it's a bit like looking into a writer's room on a soap opera. Okay, so if you are watching a soap opera right now, you'll know that certain characters have their storylines and some interact with others. And if you're asking about a particular main character in that soap opera, you'll know they've got a past, they've got connections with people, and you can kind of maybe see where their storyline might be going. And then, oh my God, it turns out they've got a long lost sister they never knew. Or, oh my God, it turns out they died, but then suddenly their wife wakes up and they're still alive. They're in the shower, and the last year of what you thought was something is actually something very different, right? Tarot works by being able to see where the storylines are now and looking a little bit into the future. So it's like the next episodes that have already been filmed that haven't gone to air yet. It's like we can see that. What we can't see is what a brand new writer in a year's time is going to come in and say, right, let's kill everybody off. We're going to have a train fall down and kill everybody off. We're going to have an aeroplane hit the village and kill everybody in the village. And then we're going to start again with new characters. We don't know that as tarot readers because those events are way over here. Now, you can, through, like if I was doing a personal reading as a one-to-one over the course of an hour, you get more of an insight into that longer term picture. In the immediate, as we're doing this on the interwebs, and as we're doing this without being face to face, we only really get to see that initial snapshot. So I always say, give or take 6 weeks to 2 months, either way, is where we get the finite details. Now, when you've had a tarot reading, you'll get an idea, you'll ask a question, you'll get some answers, and those answers will color what you do from here. Okay, so say if you ask, am I going to get this job tomorrow? and the tarot reading says, oh, it's looking quite good, you know, go in there, all guns blazing, be confident, and you've got a really good chance. If you go in there, all guns blazing, really confident, then you've got a really good chance. However, if you go, oh, well, I've got that, that's now guaranteed, so I'm not going to bother, I'm not going to do what she said. I'm not going to go in all guns blazing. Do you know what? I'm going to go in and I'm just going to, I've already got the job, so why bother trying? So you get up late, you don't do your hair, you don't put a nice suit on, you don't take care of your appearance, you turn up, you haven't got your CV, you're not prepared. And when they then say, so then why do you want this job? You go, well, pretty much, I think I've already got it. And actually, I think I'd like to ask for a promotion already, please. And can I get a pay rise? You're never going to get that job. So you've taken the information that the tarot reader said, and that has changed your actions, which meant that you've now got a branch. You've got a branch line, like in Marvel at the moment, you've got a branch off future. Now, the thing with tarot is that once you've had a tarot reading, when we give advice and when we say, look, this is what this is doing, depending on your actions, it changes. But you've got to allow time for those actions and that change to happen. Nothing happens if nothing happens. Nothing changes if nothing changes, right? So if you keep asking, or if anybody keeps asking the same question from a tarot reader or any psychic, if you keep asking the same question week in and week out and don't make any active changes in your life, then there's nothing to report back on, because it's basically you're in stalemate and you're just asking the same questions over and over. And it's a bit like, going back to that soap opera analogy, it would be a bit like watching the same episode over and over and expecting things to change the week, you know, next week, expecting the next episode to somehow be different, or watching the same episode that you was on last week, videoing it, replaying it and expecting a different outcome. It's not going to happen. Okay, so for me, that's why tarot. So I always, and trust me, I could say to people, come and get a reading with me every week. Every couple of days, I'll give you a reading, especially on Fiverr. I've got people there requesting readings all the time, and I have to cancel the requests and say, you've only just had a reading. I can't, in all honesty, in all ethics, in all authenticity, I can't say yes and do you another reading right now, because you've only just had one. You've got to allow for those changes to happen, those ripples to affect the timelines. Okay, so that's why I always say, if you've had a reading and you're asking the same question, do give it at least a month between those questions. Anyway, I hope that helps, and I hope that explains why I can't continually read for the same person for the same question week in and week out. Okay, right then, let me have a quick look in the chat. Oh gosh, in the chat. I've just dropped my glasses on the floor. Hopefully they're okay. Oh yeah, they are a bit mucky, but that's fine. Let me have a look. So, yeah, I think I agree. Yes, it does. There's lots of things that I wish I had time to talk about. SK, in that case, then I don't know why. But everything in me is saying nothing has changed since. Nothing has changed. So I don't know what the reading was, but I am convinced I read for you fairly recently. I don't think it was a month ago. I can go back. In fact, Patricia, who is the font of all knowledge, normally has a list somewhere. So maybe Patricia, we need to just, you know, write a list of who gets readings when again. But I honestly don't think there's a way that I can read for you tonight, SK. It honestly, everything in me is going, no, nothing's changed. You've had a reading. It really wasn't, my darling. It really wasn't. It wasn't even a month ago. It wasn't even a month ago, my darling. Because I don't tend to remember readings at all. And the mods will tell you, like, invariably, I will forget the minute that I've done a reading, unless it's unless, like now, it's so recent that it's still in my, you know, my short-term memory cache. So yeah, I mean, I might be wrong. What I will say is, Case, come back on Sunday, okay, and we'll double check over the past few weeks, and if I'm wrong, I'll happily read for you on Sunday. But there's my everything is screaming at me, hang on, we've just done this, if that makes sense. Right then, so we have got a few people on the doodah, on the YouTubes right now. I'm going to open around, mods, bear with. I'm going to open around because it's saying that I've got 9 watching. So if anybody that is watching wants a reading, then do please put your question into the live stream. Nope. Into the comment section, the chat. What's it called? Into the live chat, the comments. It's different, isn't it? Because it's called comments on YouTube after the fact, but it's the live chat on here whilst I'm live. So yes, put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, or you can send it through as a super chat. The super chats come through automatically, and if we don't get any super chats, then I will pick one of the normal questions that are starting with the word question. I'll pick one of those at random. And read for you if we get, yeah, all of that. Okay, right then, let's have a look at the chat section, the comment section. Right, so I've got Ed and Patricia both asking a question. So you know what happens when we get 2 questions in? We go for something that on this channel we call a, oh, hang on, I'm stuck on a screen. There we go. On something that we call on this channel a talisman toss. Okay, so it is talisman toss time. I love it. I love it so much. Talisman toss. So then let's have a look. So Ed, you, hang on, which way round did they come in? Let me make sure I'm on the right one. Patricia, yours came in first, so you will be the symbol, which in this case is for air. And Ed, yours came in second, so you will be the rating for air. Okay, so this is what we do. We toss the talisman. And Patricia, it's you, my darling. It's the symbol. So then, Wispy, let's start as we mean to go on. So we cleanse the space. I'll turn the light on. And Wispy, good evening to Wispy. And so then, what we are doing tonight, Wispy, Patricia would like a general reading, please. So a general reading for Patricia. That's what we would like. I'm trying with a different lighting at the moment. I'm trying to get the lighting. In fact, I might have to just get an angle poise lamp or something, because trying to get a light that is bright enough to shine here, but that doesn't overhang. Oh, I know. Oh, no, I can't because the cable's not long enough. Bugger. So I've got a little lamp just here now on this side, but it's giving me a very skewed lighting. So, yeah, maybe that needs to go on here as well. I don't know. Maybe, in fact, shall I give it a try now while we're talking about it? Let's see if that's long enough. Oh, it is long enough. Oh, okay. So maybe then. Oh no, that's going to be too bright. Sorry, everybody, if I've just blinded you in the in their viewing. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Let me see. Can that go back far enough so it's not going to blind everybody? Does that work? No, it doesn't really, does it? It doesn't work at all. It was better where it was. Lisa, leave it well enough alone when you're on a bloody live stream. Right, there you go. Eventually, I'll be happy with the way it looks. Eventually. So then, this is a reading for Patricia. Sometimes candlelight is best. Not when you're... Ooh, I was about to say, not when you're doing a... I don't know whether you can see or hear me. Oh, you should be able to see me now again. Hopefully you can see me. My flaming connection, everything just went a bit wibbly. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I am still here. Everything is good. Yeah. Now I didn't go anywhere, Patricia. I didn't go anywhere. I've been sat here. Let me just try and turn this on to... I had to turn my phone off of, there we go, put it on airplane mode. I'm not, look at that, I'm not doodaring. Right, there we go. Hopefully you're still here. Can you see and hear me now? Can you hear, but not, you can hear, you've only got audio. Oh, bugger. What's going on? I've frozen. You can't see or hear me. What is happening? Hang on, let me see. Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? Hello? Ground control to Major Tom. Can you see me? What am I doing? Hello, 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 hello. This is probably why I keep... You had a little thing next to your name no one else did. What? You can still only hear but not see. Really? I've changed the camera. Hang on. Nothing but blackness. I'm not on card cam. Right, bear with me then. Bear with everybody. Sorry about this. Right, what about now? Can you see and hear me now? Am I back? Can you see and hear me? Ah, thank you. I'm back. Right, thank you. I've got no idea what was happening then. I was on my screen. Thank you. On my screen, I was chatting away. I was doing everything on the screen right here in front of me, so it looked exactly as it does normally. But for some reason, you couldn't hear or see me. So I've got no idea. That's never happened before like that. Right. Normally, if the feed fails, I at least know from my end the feed's failed. So yes, right. Webcam, card cam. So hopefully you can see card cam. You can see card cam. This is the card that flopped for Patricia. This is the Ace of Wands. Hopefully you can see that. Something got fed after midnight. Nope, it's not my gremlins. Got no gremlins here. Everything is good. It's just the sodding internet. So yes, it looks like. Can you see this? Can you see this card? Please tell me you can see this card. Hopefully you can all see. I know, right? This is such a bad. Oh, your nickname's Chaos Gremlin. Jay, let's not have Chaos Gremlin energy here. Thanks. Right. Okay. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Patricia. So then, all being well with the streaming gremlins today, let's hope that we actually get through a reading. Gosh, Lord, good Lord. Right. So, Patricia, you've had a card jump. It's the Ace of Wands. Now, for me, the Ace of Wands is all about new starts, new beginnings, especially when we are talking about something to do with your own sense of self and your sense of confidence. Okay, so then as we go through, as you know, and as everybody knows on the channel, once we get one of those, it's time. Good evening, Amy. Good evening, Mr. Lynn 67. So once we do get the card that drops, card that flips out, sorry, we go straight to the drop like so. And let's have a look. So I'm going to do you, we'll do you the where you are, what you need to know, and what is happening. Ooh, where you are, the King of Wands. So lots of, and the Queen of Swords. Okay. And the Queen of Pentacles. So whatever's going on at the moment, Patricia, we've got the Ace of Wands coming up as your clarifying card. Okay, so this is basically saying overall, with everything that's happening, it's a good time for a new start, a good time for a new project, new venture, new beginning, something in those lines, something along those lines. Okay, so whatever that is, it's a good time to refresh. Okay, now I know spring's here and a lot of people do spring cleaning and spring refreshing and all of that, but this especially when it comes down to your own sense of confidence, right? So if there's something that you need to do to make yourself feel better about things, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to invest, to buy that extra something, to do that course, to do whatever it is that is going to give you that extra confidence. Okay, because in your present, where you are right now, we've got the King of Wands. Now this normally, the King of Wands in this deck has this red flag. Okay, so just keep this in mind with whatever's happening at the moment, Patricia, because the King of Wands, quite often a male, stereotypical male energy. So somebody who is either male or masculine, but somebody who is very much in authority, somebody who is in a position of control. Now, this is something which is normally, I would say, is a pretty good thing, that you know, you've got somebody around that's in that position. It is upright, but it does feel a little bit, there's a bit of a wibble going on with this because of this red flag. Now, if this is where you are, I don't know whether you've got a bee in your bonnet about something at the moment. There's a particular hill that you're prepared to snuff it on. There's, you know, something that you are digging your feet in because you know you are right. Okay, so whatever this is, just bear in mind that it's something you really need to kind of, how can I put it? It's something, if this is representing you, oh gosh, then absolutely 100% dig your heels in and maintain your righteousness, okay? Because you are right. Whatever this is, you are right, okay? If it isn't you, if this is somebody else in your life that is trying to show that they are right, this is where the Ace of Wands will kick in, okay? So if there's some male or some really butch person around you that's trying to lay down the law and they're actually bullshitting, they're actually completely wrong, there's nothing, they've got no validity to what they're saying, this is where you then need to prove them right with the ace, okay, depending on how that falls. Now in the what you need to know, either you need to be the bitch or this person's being a bitch, again depending on what's going on. Either way, this bitch role with the Queen of Swords, she is a calculating cow, right? She is very much, she knows what's happening, she knows what's going on, and she is playing the playing her hand, playing the game. She's doing all of these things. She's a little bit nefarious, a little bit malicious, even though to look at her you would just think butter wouldn't melt, you know, gentle, nice old grandma look. So again, I don't know whether this is you needing to step up and release the inner bitch, or whether this is that same king energy coming in, warning you that they are going to be not just telling you what they think you should do, but being completely bitchy about it. And then the opportunity is the Queen of Pentacles. So there is money somehow involved in this. Okay, so there is a financial benefit. Now, whether this is a financial benefit that the king is after, or whether this is a financial benefit that the queen is trying to get hold of, interesting that we've got the two queens here. Whichever way it's landing, be careful, because I think all three of these are linked. I don't think it's the same person. I actually, the way I'm feeling, I don't actually think either of this is reflecting you. I think this is possibly the people around you in some way, friends or family. There's something going on about this. Red flag is doing it for me. There's something going on about someone trying to assert control or assert dominance, and like that's the obvious, that's the upfront, that's something you can see. Behind the scenes, someone else is trying to pull the strings and manipulate things, and this is the bitch, right? And it's all over. I don't know whether this is your money or someone else's money, but it's all over this Queen of Pentacles that's coming up here in the opportunity position. But I don't think this is an opportunity for you. This is an opportunity for these. Okay, so be warned. I think, right, and again, you make your own decisions about your own life, but I think this Ace of Wands is telling you very, 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 very determinedly to change, to start again with your confidence because of this situation, right? Someone's trying to get under your skin, someone's trying to manipulate the situation, someone's trying to be all nicey when they're actually a total and utter bitch, and they've got this king energy on hand. So I just be aware, this red flag. Let me, Wispy, what do we want to pull? Wispy, we're going to clarify. Hang on, let me have a look. We're going to do a clarification. Let's have a look, shall we? Right then, we're going to clarify on this Queen of Swords. Oh, stagnant energy that has been around between you for the longest time. This is a family member. Swear down, this is a family member. Oh, this is a close family member. This is a really close family member because we've got the lovers. Now, the lovers in this deck is all about looking at shadow sales and looking at opposite numbers. This is somebody who's really close to you or was close to you. So this is like a sister, a cousin, an aunt. This is somebody around, like this is, I would say, sister, daughter. It's one step away from you. So like cousin would be 2, aunt would be 2, because you go to get to cousin, you go to, well, cousin would actually be 3, wouldn't it? Because you go mum, sister or brother, cousin. To get to aunt, you go mum or dad, sibling, or aunt, or you go mum, dad, uncle, you know. So it's, you know what I mean, it's like one step away. But this is a one step. This is a one step. Whoever this person is, it's one step away from you. So this is literally daughter, mother, sister, brother. But the way it's feeling, I mean, it could be a brother, because this bitchiness is very, 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 very bitchy. So it doesn't mean that the bitchiness has to be feminine, but just be aware, Patricia, because this is whatever's going on at the moment. It feels like there is a push me, pull you going on between. It's almost like family are trying to fight with you over you, right? There's some sort of being pulled, you know when you've got a bunny rabbit, I don't know why I'm saying bunny rabbit, or a teddy bear, and you're like siblings are fighting over it, and they eventually, like, one of the arms will come off, like they both want the same toy, and eventually it's just going to get damaged, and then no one's going to have it. It's like that's going on at the moment over money. And I think this is sibling or child. So yeah, I don't know if that makes any kind of sense at all, Patricia. I don't know if that makes any sense, Patricia, but I hope it does. Right then, hopefully that makes some sort of sense. I think, hang on, let me do one more. The future opportunity. Wispy, what can Patricia do? How does Patricia deal with this bitch? Ooh, so 2 of Pentacles reversed. Separate. Thank you, Holland. I'm aware. Separate. Don't get involved. Don't get involved in it. Don't get stuck into it. Don't get pulled into the fucking bullshit of it all. The 2 of Pentacles. So yes, this is again 2 people coming together, but this is 2 people that are kind of at loggerheads. This is magnetic energy, where you've got, you know, the 2 poles that will not join up. There's always going to be a connection there, but there's never going to be a bonding. The fact that this is reversed, the fact that we've got this always looks interesting to me. You've got those seeds that are always spinning. Just leave to one side. Leave to one side, Patricia. Do not get involved. Do not get involved. Do not get involved. Do not get sucked in to this bullshit around money. I don't know whose money this is. I don't know whether it's yours or someone else's, but there's definitely somebody here who is trying. They're either trying to throw their money around or they're trying to get money. But yeah, be careful. The fact that you've got the 2 of Pentacles come up as a solution when you've got the lovers, and especially in this deck where it's like 2 halves of the same, 2 sides of the same coin. It's like really super close. Just be aware. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Hopefully that makes sense. Right then, thanks ever so much for your question. Let me just pop these into the, into the deck. Code Deb, good evening to you. I've got your super chat question in. Let me just have a look-see. Right, you're right. Okay. Anyway, Patricia, I hope that helps, my darling. Thank you very much for your question. Thank you very much for your question. Sorry, I had to yawn then. Hang on. I've got multiples in here. What have I got that's in there? Right, there we go. Code Debs, you're feeling very low energy today. Thoughts? Okay, I'm also feeling low energy, but for me it's the fibro, so that's nothing new. From your question, thoughts on a nap, even though you have work to do on a deadline? It depends, my darling, right? It depends. I'll sling some cards in a second, but it completely depends because, oh gosh, I'm going to be making you feel even more tired. It completely depends because if you can have a nap and you can have like an hour and you'll wake up feeling refreshed and all of that stuff, then do it. If, however, you have a nap and it means you're down for 7, 8, 9 hours, then maybe not. You know, if you're close to a deadline, maybe that's not the best time to be sleeping for that amount of time. Maybe do something else, like go for a quick 10-minute walk around the block or around, you know, up and down. Why is my hair doing this today? Maybe go for a quick up and down the street. Maybe grab yourself a coffee. Hang on. Oh, your deadline is Saturday. Sorry, I do apologize. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. If it's Saturday and you're tired now, what day is it today? Tuesday. Oh, you've got ages then. Have a nap. Go for a nap, my darling. Go for a nap. Absolutely. Have a nap and get your energy back, get your strength back. But hit the floor running, hit the road running tomorrow. Okay, so, or go to bed. I don't know what time it is where you are, but maybe have an early night. Have a bath, have a lovely scented shower, whatever it is, you know, get yourself nice and cozy into bed, have a good sleep, and then wake up and get cracking with the knacking, if that makes sense. You've got other things to do between now and then. Well, you probably do, because we've all got lots of things to do all the time. Just prioritize them. Prioritize them. If your deadline is Saturday, how much work do you have to do before Saturday? Is there something you can do now, tonight, to kickstart that? Is there something that you can do? Oh my God. Excuse me. I am so sorry. My body is trying to be shut down. Fibro is trying to shut me down. I'm going to slurp on my coffee, so I do apologize. But no, if there is something that you can do in advance to maybe spend an hour writing out the list of what you're going to do to get this, whatever this project is, done. Get it done, like before you go to bed. When I get up, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do the other, right? 3 bullet points of what you're going to do to start this, whatever it is you need to do before Saturday, right? At least get that organized. So then, you know, you go to bed, you go, right. God, excuse me. This is my body trying to shut down. So basically, you go, these are the 3 things. You then go to bed going, right, I'm going to sleep well because I know when I get up, I'm going to have my breakfast, have my coffee, have a cigarette, whatever it is you do when you first wake up. Let the dog out, let the cat out, go for a whittle, whatever it is you do. Put some clothes on. And then once I've done all of my daily normal stuff, then I'm going to open up the laptop and I'm going to start working on this. And then before lunch, I'm going to start working on this. Then I'll give myself a bit of a lunch break. And then I'm going to start working on this. This is what I'm doing tomorrow. And literally set those goals in sight. Make that in your mind. This is what I'm going to achieve tomorrow. I'm going to do this, this, and this. And if I get all of that done, I'll treat myself to a coffee. I'll treat myself to a bagel. I'll treat myself to an hour of trash telly, whatever it is, right? Do that. Make sure that is your plan. Write it down. Don't just plan it. Write it down. Write it on a whiteboard. Write it on a piece of paper. Put it in the kitchen. Stick it to your microwave. Stick it to your fridge. Stick it to your blooming kettle. Whatever it is you do. And then go to bed. And then when you get up, do those things, right? This is what I have to do. If I've got a project, I literally have to go do. But yeah, that's what I would do. Go then, ask a tarot question as well, my darling. While you do that, I'm going to slurp some coffee. But yeah, that is what I would recommend as somebody who deals with sleepy time all the time, because there is always sleepy time when you're fibromyalgic. Is that a word? Fibromyalgic? I don't know. when one is dealing with fibromyalgia. I am always more tired than anybody else I know, unfortunately, unless I'm around other spoonies, in which case we fight for dominance in the most sleepy, tired stakes. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Fibromyalgic. Thank you, both of you, instantly. Look, it's a word now. It is. I am fibromyalgic. Yes. It means one that suffers from the fibromyalgia. I rang the nibbling today, and we had a lovely chat on the phone about New York City. Oh gosh, what have I just done? Oh, got no idea what just happened. I am trying to move a cushion and I just disconnected a load of electricity. So yeah, that's always a good thing to do, isn't it? That's always a good thing to do. So then, question. Here we go. Here we go. It is a word now. Someone is trying to draw me into some drama. Okay. That they have with another person. I don't like that other person, but I don't feel like I have the energy to deal with their nonsense. Right. Okie dokie. We will ask the cards. We will ask the cards. You're on 1.5 spoons. That's really good. That's really good. That's really good that you've still got 1.5 spoons left. I am working on somewhere, I think, late 2027 spoons I am currently using up. So yeah, eventually I'm going to die like probably 20 years, 10 years, 5 years before I'm supposed to, because I know full well that I'm overusing my spoons. But it's either that or spend all day, every day in bed. But we're going to go ahead and have a look on the doodah for you. We'll have a look at what the cards have to say. The gremlin. We've established that the nibbler is now the gremlin. Yes. I might have to change the name on my phone so that in the WhatsApp group they appear as J Gremlin. Yes. Right. Continuing with question, but it is part of your job to help in situations. That makes it more difficult. Right. Let's change the camera. Hang on. Also, look at the size of my coffee. Look at the size of my coffee, and I've only drunk a sip out of it. That's why I'm feeling tired. Right then, I tell you what, I'm going to slurp a lot of my coffee. Let me play something so you don't hear me slurping. Give me 1 second, everybody. Code Deb, I will be on after. I'll do your reading straight after this. I still only managed a couple of slurps, but that's better than none. It's better than none. Right then. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Good evening, Renee. Good evening. You zoned out. Why have you been? What was that? You've zoned out. Why have you been mentioned? Because you are now known as the gremlin, not the nibbling. Okay, that is why. Right then, let me have a look. Code Deb. So, Wispy, I tell you what, I'm going to change positions and everything. Here we go. I'm not tired. You're not tired. No one's tired. We're all super full of energy, full of life, full of beans. So then, Code Deb, Wispy, what would a Code Deb like to know? Code Deb would like to know that someone is trying to draw them into some drama that they have. Now, Code Deb needs to know how to deal with the drama that is going on between these people, even though it's part of her job. So Code Deb, unfortunately, cannot easily escape because it is part of her job. So how does Code Deb deal with the dramatic situation in the workplace? Let me have a look. I wonder if that might look better. Right then. So how do we deal with the drama? The drama llama. What do we do with the drama llama? What do we do with the drama llama? Why is that card upside down? What do we do with the drama llama? Early in the morning. Let's have a look. What would you do with the drama llama? Let me know in the chat. What would you do? There we go. Look, that's the one. Ooh, what do we do with the drama llama? Right. So, Debs, the magician has jumped. Now, because the magician has jumped, it's jumped reversed. Now, that means one thing. It means there's a manipulator around. Somebody is trying to manipulate this situation for their own good, for their own reasons. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you. It just means that someone else is trying to manipulate it. Now, you said in your original question, someone is trying to draw you into some drama that they have with another person. So that's clearly what the magician is pointing to. Now, the magician is a really interesting card, okay? But when it's reversed, it is all about somebody using those magical kind of manifestationary powers for their own purposes. So somebody's trying to draw you into this drama llama, and they are wanting you to basically see their point of view, is what I would imagine is happening, right? So they are trying to use your feelings about that person so that they get what they want in a very manipulative way, because this card is about manipulation. So it's not just that they're hoping you'll be on their side. It's like they are absolutely 100%. It's like they're bitching about this person that you also don't necessarily, you know, that isn't your favorite person. And they're bitching about them, hoping you're going to say, you're quite right, let's sack them. Do you know what I mean? That's what they're wanting. I can tell you that instantly by that magician card coming up. Right, so let me, yeah, right. So we're going to do your cut, and we're going to have a look at this situation. So how would you deal with that? How would you deal with that? Let's have a look. So we'll go with where you are, what you need to know, and the opportunity to come. But we're going to do an inverted triangle. So where you are, 6 of Cups reversed, trying to make the best out of a sticky situation. Lots of emotions going on. 6s are about community. So this is all about a wider circle of people. I don't think it's just this one person who's trying to draw you into their drama. I think they're trying to draw you into their drama against multiple people. It's quite Machiavellian, this. Do you know what I mean? It's quite like they're going to get you involved because then it makes them look better, and then all these other people are wrong as well, even though it's like this initial person is wrong. Do you know what I mean? So that's where you are now. What you need to know. Oh God, 7 of Cups reversed. Lots and lots and lots of tough emotional choices that you need to kind of somehow work out. There's nothing here that is saying that this is going to be an easy job for you. If anything, I think it's going to be bloody hard. Because in the what you need to know, it's like you need to put your emotions to one side and deal with this in a very pragmatic way and in a very uncaring way, whilst also having, you know, this other person, this manipulator, kind of going, me. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're going to be in your ear hole going, oh yeah, what about this? What about this? And they said these awful things about you, and actually, and in the lunchroom, they ate your lunch that one time. Do you remember when you brought in that pasta? But it was them. Do you know what I mean? So it's like constantly you're going to have to deal with this, because they're going to try and draw your emotional state into play, and it's going to make these decisions even harder for you, because it's really tough when we've got people that we maybe don't get on with, and they're having drama with someone else, and that someone else is trying to drag us into this whole mess. It's really hard not to take that person's side just because we've got beef with person A in the first place. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, don't let your emotions get involved. And then we've got, oh, the Page of Wands. There's real childishness. What the fuck is going on with this? This is so childish. The Page of Wands is literally, it's like a kid going, throwing a tantrum because they're not getting their way, right? Wands is all about self-esteem and confidence. When it's reversed, it's about that those levels not being hit, those things not being fulfilled. And the page is that childlike, youthful energy of this could be really good, but actually it's not. And I'm just going to really, you know, throw my dummy out the pram and throw my toys out the toy box. Do you know what I mean? Connecting the 6 of Cups with the 7 of Cups. Oh my God, the Knight of Cups. Wow. So this person, right, the person A, the someone who's trying to draw you into some drama, this person you're talking about here, this first person, where is it there? This one here, right? Bloody knowing full well what they're doing, because they're the Knight of Cups. This is representing that person, right? So the Knight of Cups is teenage rebellious energy. This is Mean Girls energy. This is Regina George being a bitch and trying to throw a dummy out of her pram. This is Karen energy. This is spoiled brat energy. All of the above, that is what this person is. That is what they are bringing to this discussion, basically. So they're trying to drag you into all of this, and then making things 10 times harder. That is connecting these two cards, connecting the difficult choices and trying to be pulled in and not allowing your emotions to go with this youthful like tantrum. We've got High Priestess reverse. You're gonna have to take the high road. You are gonna have to be so aloof, right? The High Priestess, again, let me show you standard sort of image. High Priestess, look at her pointy nose up in the air, right? That is the standard High Priestess. This High Priestess, a lot more approachable, but the High Priestess, you have to, absolutely have to, when you're dealing with this situation, play it by the book, straight down the line. Okay, this is where you have to be devoid of any friendship, devoid of any preferences, absolutely 100% down the line. Do not get dragged either way, because it will come back and bite you in the arse, right? It will bite you so hard if you allow yourself to be drawn in by this manipulator. If you allow yourself to be drawn in with all these fake emotions, you are going to be the one that pays far more than anyone else. Because I'm telling you, this manipulator, once she's got her way, or that he's got his way with whatever's happening, or they've got their way in this situation, right? Once they know that you can be manipulated in this way, they'll do it again and again and again. And then once they're done with you, once they've used up all of that good nature, they will spit you out and probably then report you to HR for breaches of policy, blah, 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 because, right? Because that's just, anyway, that's just who they are. They're a complete and utter C word. And then right in the center of the root, the 8 of Wands, right? Oh my God, this is so toxic. Oh, Deb, this is so toxic, my darling. I don't know. If I wasn't live streaming, right, and you were here right now, there's all the words that I would be able to use that I can't really use on a YouTube stream, because YouTube doesn't like us using certain words. But all of those words would be used, if you can get my drift. So imagine all the words that you would use to describe a bit of a bitchy Regina George, amplify them by 10, and that's kind of what I'm talking about right now. Does that make sense? Because that's the vibe that we're getting from this person. So what is the 8 of Wands? The 8 of Wands is all about throwing... No, I don't have one. The 8 of Wands is all about throwing the wands, right? Each of the wands in a standard tarot deck has these wands. They're all like diagonally thrown or seen. So you've got the card. There are all these diagonals which represent the wands, right? In the first deck I ever properly used, and I used it for like 12, 15 years, in the Connolly deck, they're all scattered everywhere. And what that deck depicted it as, and what I understand the 8 of Wands to be, it's basically you take all the bits of your life, you chuck them out the window, you run down the stairs super fast, and you pick up the bits that you want to go forward with, right, on your ongoing journey. Now, this is a little bit different because this one is talking about a firework. So it's like everything's going to get exploded, everything's going to get changed. But what this is talking about is that basically this whole situation is only going to bring turmoil. There was so much turmoil here, it almost feels like you need to sack the manipulator, right? That's kind of the ultimate problem, because this person is going to keep going with what they want until they've got rid of everybody around them or everybody agrees with them. That is the ultimate situation here, right? So let me take away the 7 of Cups. This is the what you need to know, because we already know you've got tough emotional choices here. So we take that out of the equation. We go from a past to a present. No, sorry, a past to a future. And we look at how the Magician reversed, the Manipulator card, can tie in with the story we've got. So we've got the 6 of Cups. This is representing difficult emotions, but a wider sense of community where there is disharmony around right now. So this is in the what you need to know. There's a lot of disharmony. This person is sowing disharmony. Obviously, in this case, it's within the business. It's not within a friendship group or a family. It's within the business. And the reason they're sowing this disharmony is because they are acting like a fucking teenage brat who is working on their emotions. Oh, I didn't get my own way, so I'm going to have a tantrum. Oh, daddy didn't buy me the Lamborghini that he promised. He only bought me the Ferrari, and I don't like the Lamborghini, and I don't want a Ferrari because it's an Italian car, and I know Lamborghini. Do you know what I mean? It's like moan, bitch, ultimate Karen, ultimate entitlement, ultimate gonna try and get their way, manipulator, gonna try and get their way, and if they don't get their way, they're gonna kick up such a raucous fuss over nothing, right? So bringing that energy, bringing this teenage energy, trying to explode the situation, trying to change everything around this workplace, trying to make it work for them, not anybody else, bringing in this 8 of Wands, trying to light this blue touch paper. Do not, what is it? Light the blue touch paper and step back 12 feet. Is that the thing? Can't remember. That's what they used to be in fireworks, right? So you light the touch paper, and then all of these are going to go up in smoke and in flames, and it's all going to be a complete shit mess, right? So this is the root. This is what they want. And then how you try and deal with it in the future, you've got to deal with this in such a cold-hearted way, right? It's going to be so difficult, but the only way for you to deal with it is to wait until this explosion kind of goes, wait until this person starts to show their true colors, and then process this like the fucking Terminator, right? You process this by X equals Y, numbers, all the ones, all the zeros, no emotions. You are just going through this. Look, the policy here, policy 1, chapter 3, verse 7 says, if you do this in the workplace, we can fire you for this reason. That's what you do. You literally do it by the numbers. Wait until they make enough of a fuck up that they cannot go back. Once these have exploded, there's no putting the gunpowder back in the little toilet roll holder things. You know what I mean? I don't know what they are. There's no rebuilding them, is there? Once the fireworks have gone, pew, bang, bang, pop, pop. There's no putting the gunpowder back in the tube. There's no unlighting them. So you wait until that is about to go off, and is literally the first one's going pew, and then you step in. Very, very, very cold, very, very unemotional, very harsh, very taking the higher road. In this case, the High Priestess doesn't mean spiritual, it means following the rules of the workplace, right? So you do that, and then they will show themselves, and they will deal with the situation themselves, because the future ends up that they are going to end up feeling small, because we've got the page energy, and they are going to end up having to probably relearn everything about their confidence and get their confidence back, which means they're going to get basically a bit more than a smack on the hand, but probably not enough to get fired, right? That is the situation. So I know you say you don't have the energy to deal with their nonsense, but in your next comment, you did say, let me find it, you did say that it's part of your job to help in these situations. Very cold. Do not get involved. This is that thing of, you know, counselors being told not to get involved with their patients, not to, you know, prisoners and prison guards and coppers being told not to get involved with their suspects. Don't feel, you know, you can feel for the person. Don't let those feelings for the person interfere with the job. And that's what this is saying. Hopefully, my darling, that makes sense. I do not envy you with this situation at all. it really does feel, if the cards are giving me a glimpse into what the situation is, it really doesn't feel like, basically, I don't think you're going to win either way, to put it this way, right? I think you've just got to play it by the book. Don't get involved. Don't let the fact that you are, you know, you have feelings about the person that this one's trying to, you know, oust or whatever. Don't let the enemy of your enemy be your friend, because the enemy of your enemy can also be your enemy, right? That is also a truism. So yeah, hopefully that helps, my darling. Hopefully that helps. And yeah, let me have a look in the thing. But thank you for your question, Code Deb. I pulled my hair back, by the way, because it's been annoying me. So it's the first time I've got to see it now. Let me try and make it not look quite as 90s lesbian. I don't think there's any way around it, is there? I'm just going to look like a 90s lesbian. That's fine. I will rock my 90s lesbian do. So yeah, there you go. Hang on, which side is this side, isn't it? There you go. Look, there we go. I feel like I should be singing Constant Craving, but there you go. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Thank you very much for your question. And yeah, that is your reading for today. Let me have a look. Right. You think both sides are manipulative? Absolutely. Yeah, they will be. They will be. And the thing is, that's all well and good, but you can't take sides, because you just have to be cold. You just have to be cold in this, my darling. That's what it is. You just have to be cold. It's at your discretion whether to get involved or not. Then in that case, my darling, I would say get involved only when the shit hits the fan. If you don't have to be involved yet, if it's just people gossiping and it's just, you know, office politics, then stay out of it until those fireworks are lit. Once those fireworks are lit, absolutely step in, all guns blazing, belittle the person that needs belittling. But I don't mean that, but I kind of do. Take action where you need to take it, and where you can, straight down the line, right? Paper trails, receipts, I's dotted, T's crossed, all the commas, all the full stops, all the exclamation marks, straight down the line, so that nothing can come back on you from either person, right? You don't want either of them to say, well, it's because you're best friends with the other. Straight down the line, my darling. And I hope that helps. Right then. Oh, thank you. See, I know I'm good, aren't I? It's why it says on my thing, the most authentic readings on YouTube, because once my brain gets going, once I have enough coffee to kickstart me stuff, it's all good. Chat's been going off since you went. Yeah, chat goes off. Chat goes off. Jay, this is what I mean. It gets very complicated. Right then. So I've got HTTPS, comma, who has sent 11.99 PLN. Don't know what that is, but thank you very much for your donation. You're asking, can I get messages from my spirit team, please? We'll see if there's any. I'll do you a general reading with the tarot cards. I don't really do spirit team things like mediumship unless I absolutely have to, because it completely kind of fucks me up, because I'm still learning how to shut that side down, if that makes sense, right? So we'll see what we get. Look how grey I'm going, by the way. Isn't it fantastic? Anyway, we'll see. I'm kind of wanting to go blue. Should I go blue, do you think? Should I go blue or maybe purple? It would be a lot, because I would have to bleach it all and then put the colour on. That's a lot for the state my hair's in. What do you think? What do you all think? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, sorry, ADHD at full pout there, as you saw. Anyway, HTTPS. Could you do me a favor, HTTPS? Could you give me a first name? Because HTTPS is very difficult to keep saying. Yeah, no, I know, Holland. I know they're both very difficult colours to keep in your hair. You've got to keep on at them. But I do have lots of purpley stuff in the kitchen, and also blue, actually, stuff in the bathroom to keep on at it. And I've got to do something, because this this. I don't mind the grey, but I wish it would all go grey. Do you know what I mean? I wish it'd just be done already. Renee, you say blue is awesome. Thank you. HTTPS, what can I call you? Because HTTPS is like, it's not going to give me any connection, because HTTPS, I just think website, and there's bajillions of those. So let me have a look. I don't need star signs or anything else, but just a first name would be useful, please, just for the connection purposes with the Akashics. You don't have to. I can read for you without it. Camille, thank you, Camille. That's lovely. Thank you, Camille. Right. Okay, so then let's swap the camera. Camille, let's swap the camera. Come on, webcam. There we go. So we've got card cam. Let me put the lighting back on. And we're going to bring in Wispy. So Wispy is the air elemental that I work with. Wispy is an air dragon. If you think of the luck dragon Falcor from Neverending Story, and then kind of give it like made out of smoke and steam and ether and all of those wispy bits, that's why he's called Wispy. So then we are going to do a general reading, Wispy, for Camille, and we want to know specifically if there are any oh, don't say that code, Deb. Purple and blue. Right, I'm changing. Hang on. Sorry, Wispy. I got distracted. Right. There we go. Purple and blue. That would be very cool, actually. I used to have, at one point, I had unicorn or mermaid hair. That was amazing. But with the alopecia the way it is now, I don't think I'd be able to keep that up at all. So it would need to be something that's quite simple to deal with for the sake of my hair. Anyway, Wispy. Sorry, my friend. Let's bring you back in. A message from Camille's spirit team, please. In the guys, we're going to do a general reading, but if things pop up, I'm not counting that. I'm not counting jumping cards, because we want to know specifically messages from spirit team. Okay, so then that's what we want you to do, Wispy. We want you to connect with Camille's spirit team, and we'll see what the messages are, or what the input is. Anything that Camille needs to do over the next few weeks, anything, advice that's coming. Come on, hands. Any advice that's coming up, anything like that. Let's have a look. Right. Come on then, Wispy. I'm going to keep playing this because I do. Yep. Hopefully you can see me. Can you see me now? Hopefully you can see me now. I'm back. I've just cut the cards and then I realized it was frozen. I do apologize. My internet here is a bit crap, to be honest, but we're going to go with it. So then, Wispy, we're going to do a 7 card and look to see what is going on in Camille's life. So, past. Oh, the Empress, my favorite card of the deck. Present, or the Emperor. Okay, interesting. These are something's big going on at the moment, Camille. The influence, the obstacles, the way that people are viewing you, the King of Pentacles, interesting. The advice and the outcome. I'm going to do you one extra, which we'll talk about in a second. So then let's have a look. So you've got the Emperor and the Empress coming up. Now, for me, that is a little bit significant maybe. So this could be a relationship reading. I'm not quite sure, but let's have a look. So the Empress, what is the Empress all about? Well, for me, the Empress is my favorite card in the deck. I'm going to get it tattooed when eventually when I come back to the other screen, you can see a poster of the Empress behind me. I absolutely adore the Empress energy. Now, the Empress brings us abundance. She is a card that represents family. She represents having enough, having not just enough, but enough to help others in the community. Okay, so that is key for the Empress. When we're talking about abundance, we're not talking about riches. We're not talking about mega wealth. We're not talking about having so much money, you know, all there is, all the drip, everything. We're not talking about that. We're talking about having enough to be able to help out the family and the people around you. And that is what the Empress represents, right? So we've got the wheat here. In every representation of the Empress, you normally see the wheat. Sometimes you see her with a child, sometimes not. That's because of a more modern take on the Empress. But you see the wheat, you see the crown, and so you've got this element of the wheat represents money, because back in ye olden medieval type days, right, if you had enough wheat all the time, you'd make bread, you could make cakes, you could sell the wheat, you could sell the flour, you could do you know what I mean? It was a sign of having plenty. You then add all this other fauna and flora around her, and it really does depict somebody who's got she's got an abundantly vibrant kingdom or empire. So the Empress gives us that feeling of, you know, having enough to be helpful, to be the sort of the nurturer, the one who looks after the people around her, right? That is really, really important. Now, the Emperor, that's in the past position. The Emperor is in the present position. Now, the standard Emperor is a lot harsher than the one we've got in this deck. The standard Emperor looks a little bit sort of, a little bit like maybe, what's his name, Odin, or Zeus on the throne. You know, it's that sort of very, very, very tyrannical type feel. This Emperor is a little bit kinder, but this Emperor is still the architect. He has the blueprints. This Emperor knows the way forward. This Emperor is very much about, you know, being the leader, leading from the front. But in your case, it's reversed, right? So the Emperor coming up after the Empress is talking about you've got a situation where recently there's been this abundance feel. Maybe you're having to pull back on that now, and maybe there's an element where you are having to lay down the law a little bit more because people have taken advantage. I don't know whether that's ringing any bells, but it certainly feels like with the Emperor coming in, it feels like there is time for a bit more of a bit more, how can I put it? A bit more control, a bit more authority, if that makes sense, that's coming into your situation right now, that you are having to. Now, the thing is, I don't think that's something that that is easy for you to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like, instead of helping everyone out, you're having to be a bit more selective. You're having to pick and choose where you're putting your time, your energy, all of those things, because it really feels like we've gone from abundance, where you can help everybody almost, to now having to rein that back in a little bit, because maybe there were people taking advantage. I've got no idea where that's coming from. It's not coming from the cards, but it's just this vibe I'm getting. Now, the influence, you've got the Four of Cups. Now, this is really fascinating, right? Because the Four of Cups is your emotional suit. Fours are talking about stability. So when we think of it, we think of 4 table legs, 4 chair legs. Things are nice and stable and ongoing. But as an influence, this can be what you want to happen. This can be what is happening, or this can be sort of, you know, the thing that you are trying to run away from. So it depends on how you see that stability. If that stability is good, or if that stability is what you want to get back to, then again, it's all linked in with this Emperor. I would say, it has a bit of a guess, I think that the Emperor is coming in to tell you, you need to lay down this law a little bit more. You need to be a little bit more selective in who you help and in who you surround yourself with. And the Four of Cups is then saying that will bring back this stability that you had with the Empress. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's feeling like, because we've got the Page of Swords coming up in your obstacle position, and Swords is a really difficult suit to deal with. It's the suit of obstacles, challenges. It's the suit of trouble and strife. It's all of those hurdles in life. But the Page is the card of knowing, learning. It's the card of having to kind of learn the lessons the hard way, if that makes sense. Because you can see here, this person is actually, they are reading a book and they're carrying the sword over their shoulder, not really looking where they're going. But the Page is youthful energy, childlike energy. And when we see the book, it's giving us that student vibe, the glasses, the hat, just the general sort of the way that they're dressed, the way the card is, the vibe the card is giving is kind of university student, right? But it's talking about, because this is in your obstacle position, it's saying that I don't think you're somebody who learns lessons easily. I think you're somebody who may have to literally learn them the hard way. You're somebody who, you know, learns by experience rather than learns by reading about it in a book, if that makes sense. Because although this is what this is saying, it's come up in your obstacle position, which means learning by book is the obstacle, right? So it's almost like whatever's changed here, you've had to learn it this way. There was no other way to learn these lessons, no other way to learn this at all, because people could have said to you and warned you off, and you just wouldn't have listened to them until you had your own experience of it, right? Does that make sense? Because it really does feel like you're somebody who learns by example and who learns by experience. Now, in the what people think of you, interesting that we start with the Empress, which is all about abundance, and when we get to what people think, they think you've got more money than you've got. I don't know whether this is you putting on a bit of a mask or putting on a show or generally trying to give an impression that you've got more than you have, but you've got the King of Pentacles reversed coming up here, and the King of Pentacles is all about, the king is in his counting house, counting out his money, right? Pentacles represents career, work, finance. So it's working hard, getting that coin, getting lots of coin, and living that more opulent lifestyle. You can see this king is almost dressed like a dandy, very wealthy, you know, sort of moleskin shoes without socks, you know, it's that vibe. That is what the king here is giving. But because it's reversed, because of where it's come up, it's saying that actually people think that you have more than you have, right? So whether that means that people are then coming to you because at one point you had more than you had, and now you're having to be a bit more selective and a bit more choosy, it really does feel like you're having to, it's almost like people are coming to you for what you were able to offer in the past, but now you haven't got as much available to offer them. They're still coming, and if they don't get what they want, they start to get pissed off. Do you know what I mean? That's the sort of vibe. That's the sort of impression I'm getting. Now, the advice, we've got the Six of Wands reversed. Now, sixes are about community. Wands is about your self-esteem, self-confidence. And this coming up in the advice would be, look, surround yourself with people that actually are there for you, right? Wands is security, confidence, how you see yourself. Don't surround yourself by the people that are here for the mask, right? Don't worry, don't pay any mind to the people that are here because of what they think you have, right? This is literally saying just try and be with your actual friends, the friends that will be with you when you've got nothing, the friends that were with you when you had nothing. Stay with that crowd. Stay very, 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 not humble, but stay very true to that authenticity. Stay very, very authentic, right? Try and not live or try and not show off a wealthy lifestyle if you don't no longer have it, right? Try and do things differently in that sort of financial aspect. It's almost like, you know, if you were on MTV Cribs back in the day, do it from your actual house. Don't go and rent a 17-bedroom mansion, rent a load of supercars, put the supercars in the garage at the mansion, invite your friends round, you know, and their model friends, pay a few more models to come lounging around the pool in their bikinis and do a Cribs episode like that, right? Don't do that. Do it in your actual home. Be honest and truthful and authentic. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of vibe that this is giving. And it's just this element of people are going to be wanting stuff from you, right? That's nature. People always want something from everybody, even if they say they don't. It might just be they want your company. They want to have a nice time with you. It might be that they want other things, money, career, wealth, riches, whatever else it is, power. At the end of the day, you're the only person that can give people, that you choose to give people what you choose to give them, if that makes sense, right? And if you've only got time and your sense of humor to give, then give them that. If that's not enough for them, then fuck them. Fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. They don't, you know, then if that isn't enough, if people are hanging around with you for other reasons, it's tough shit, tough bollocks, piss off. Do you know what I mean? So the advice is to stay authentic. Surround yourself with your authentic community, which is what the 6 is, and the authenticity from the wands. Because otherwise, if it was that way up, then it really is talking about, you know, having those victories and living those victories. But at the moment, I think it's something you need to play down, if that makes sense. The outcome, we've got the Page of Wands reversed. So again, this feels like almost turning over a bit of a new chapter. This feels like turning over, or maybe a little bit of a reset moving forward, where you do have to be a little less adventurous somehow, and a little more reserved in how you show your confidence. Does that make sense? Because the wands is all about confidence. Page is all about youthful energy, like very young, naive, innocent energy. And although this is reversed, it's not saying that you are ever going to be innocent again, because it's one of those things that once the shit's out the horse, you can never shove it back in. Do you know what I mean? So it's not saying that you need to go back to this sort of wide-eyed innocence, but you kind of need to learn who you can trust around you right now, because I've got the vibe that there are people here in your circle that might not be there for the right reasons. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. This is the, okay. This is, as I say, this is the longer term outcome. We've got the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups can be looked at one of two ways. For me, my gut instinct is this is learning to love yourself. Oh my God, I'm turning into a bloody, not infomercial. What's it called? One of those, oh, what's his name? The guy that does all the things. He stands up on stage and tells you all that bollock stuff about how to be rich and wealthy. Toby Carvery. Don't know. Anyway, right. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about doing that. And what I'm talking about, this card is basically saying, look, learn to love yourself. Learn to love, to be your own King of Cups. The King of Cups is all about, it is all about love, but it's all about authenticity. And it's also about doing it with a sense of not control, but a sense of, how can I put it? Come on, Wispy, give me this king energy. So it's about living, expressing, and owning your truth. Okay, if that makes sense. Owning your truth and doing it in a way that is in a loving way, if that makes sense, right? And yeah, I hope that helps, Camille. I hope that helps. I really do. It really is talking about like bringing it all back to authenticity, to really coming back to a place of, ugh, God, am I really going to say this? Coming back to a place of love. Ew. But that is what it's talking about. And it's talking about embracing that strength that you get from coming from, if you only ever speak the truth, if you only ever speak your truth as honestly and authentically as you can, you never have to remember what lies you've told, because you're never going to have to remember what lies you told, because you haven't told any. So it's not like you go, oh, did I tell this person that and this person that and this person something else? Well, I need to remember who I told what to. You don't have to do that if you just tell the truth. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully that makes some sort of sense to you. So I think the overall message is about being a little bit more controlling and a little bit more aware of where money's going and who's coming in and out of your life for whatever reasons, whilst also being a lot more kind of centered, because that is all about centering. And I hope that that helps, my darling. So yeah, thank you very, very much for your question. Oh, hang on. I've just seen you put a second question in the chat. I can't read for this. I hang on, let me see. Can I refund this? Hang on a second. Let me see if I can. I'm in the YouTube back end. Let me have a look a second. Pretty much that is your reading. I can't really look at what the next 3 months are going to bring, because this is kind of giving you the message of what you need to do to change, or what you need to do to embrace where things are headed. So this would be for the next sort of past, present, and this is the future. All these other cards are the future cards. It's not going to show up on my end for like it doesn't show up. Payments don't show up for 2 days. Supers. Oh, hang on. Maybe I can. Maybe. No. Can I? Hang on. Take away the super stickers. No, I don't want to close. I don't want to turn them off. I want to refund. How do you do that then? Can I not refund? No, it doesn't look like I can refund. Nothing is. Hang on. Follow best practice. Availability to turn off super chat. Nope. Fix the problem. Supervise experience with YouTube. Monetize with the YouTube program. Oh, it doesn't look like I can refund you, unfortunately. I hope that is okay, though. I can't. Let me have a look. I can't. I tell you what I'll try and do here, Camille. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me have a look. I'll tell you what. Oh, hang on. I've just dropped a card. Oh, God, that's a long way down on the floor. Right. Oh, God, it is as well. It's 10:02. Thank you, Ed. I didn't even realize that was the time. Right. So then what I will do, Camille, is I will try and Wispy. What we're going to do, I should have done that really, but anyway, Wispy, what I'm going to do is we're going to pull 3 cards for Camille, right? And we're going to try and do an overview of the next couple of months or so. Okay. So let me have a look. We'll try and do an overview. I take it you can. I take it my reading was okay then, Camille. I take it that you can take what I was giving. That sounds so wrong, but you know what I mean. Let me have a look right then. So let's have a look, Wispy. So what is coming up in the next few weeks and months? Oh, for Camille, 10 of Swords, right? The 10 of Swords has jumped. So we've got a situation coming up where you are going to have a little bit of a trial by a trial of fortune, trial by fire, something like that. 10 of Swords. Swords is all the negatives. Well, it's not. Swords is challenges and obstacles, hurdles, things like that. The 10 of Swords is when things are overflowing. Now, the one thing I will say, even though you can see that, hang on, let me flip it that way. Even though you can see that the bird has been stabbed multiple times by the pins, we do have this ethereal egg where the actual soul of the bird is about to be reborn. Now, this is reversed, so I don't think this is necessarily coming from you. It's not like you are going to mess up. Again, I think other people are going to be bringing you. Thank you, Holland. You just reminded me. Let me see if I can stick that banner on. Oh, hang on. I've just realized. Here we go. And where's the banner? There's the banner. There's the banner. Oh, no, not on Tuesday. Bear with. Sorry, everyone. We'll be back on. Oh, this is a pain in the ass. Right, hang on. Where's the S? S. No, this keyboard doesn't want to do capitals, so I'll just do it that way. S-U-N. Sorry, everybody. Bear with. Look, you're watching real time ADD and Fibro interact with me trying to do a general everyday task. And failing. There you go. Finally, it says it right. So what we're going to do, Wispy, is we're going to pull 3 cards for Camille. You've got the 10 of Swords. So this is stuff that isn't you aren't coming to an end or getting the, you know, death of 1,000 stabs or whatever it's called, death of 1,000 cuts. This isn't you. This is someone else's issue because this is reversed. Okay, so it's something that is around you. And again, I'm not saying that anybody around you is going to be unaliving. It's like there is a challenge that's coming up that is going to be very, very difficult. And once you're through it on the other side, you're going to feel like this newly birthed egg. So this chicken that is hatched, if that makes sense. Right, so when a card jumps, we literally stop the shuffling and cut the deck, which is why I've done that. And let's do this for you. So then, Wispy, what we want to know is an overshoot of the next, we'll say the next 2 months, right? And what I'm going to do, Wispy, I'm going to pull 2 cards per month. Okay, 2 per month over the next 2 months. So it'll give us a rough idea. Each card's going to be about a fortnight. That's what we're looking for. So we've got 9 of Cups coming up. So a good, loving, romancy type time. Linked in with the Page of Cups. Ooh, somebody's going to get laid. And we've got bitch energy and 3 of Wands energy. So let's have a look. So this will be what, the next week and most of April. We've got the 9 of Cups and the Page of Cups. So I think this is going to be quite a positive time for you, especially in terms of love life, romance, getting jiggy with it, anything like that, anything that is involving heart, the or other lower body parts, potentially genitals. This isn't necessarily saying that it's all about hearts and flowers and romance. It can just be having a bit of fun and, you know, enjoying the carnal arts. There's no problem with doing a bit of, oh my, you know what I mean. We all need to have a good time now and again. So it does feel, though, the 9 of Cups is very much about emotions getting into play and emotions coming to the fruition, to the forefront, and for it to be really, really, how can I put it? So if you've got a partner right now, it's like the romantic element will come into play a little bit more. If you haven't got a partner, it kind of feels like that is almost on its way. It's like you could be a bit of a player this next month, but it feels more like there will be a connection with somebody that is going to go a little bit deeper, because it's the 9. I always say the 9 is full, the 10 is overflowing. So we've got the overflowing 10 of swords, a lot of trouble and strife and issues to deal with. But we've also got the page of cups. Now the page is a naive or youthful, childlike innocence that comes into play here. So it does really feel like it could be that you could genuinely meet someone and have a really intense connection with them that makes you feel like you know, when we were all teenagers and we had our crush, or we met the person that we thought we were going to spend the rest of our life with, and we were sure we were going to marry them and have kids and all of that. It's like, you know, you were 12 or you were 13. That's never actually going to happen. But you thought you were in love and you thought you knew what this was. And it's that sort of innocence that is coming back, where you meet someone and they make you feel that again. So it feels very much like April's going to bring loving romance, springtime energy, and bunny rabbit energy, because we all know what bunny rabbits like to do in the spring. And then we move to sort of end of April into May, and we've got, now I don't know whether this is going to be the same person that's depicted here with the cups, but we get in with the Queen of Swords. Now this could be somebody who's acting very bitchy. It could be somebody that brings that bitch energy into play. It could also be somebody who just makes you think differently and brings you in those difficult questions, okay? Because sometimes we need difficult questions in our life in order to realize what we really do think and what we really do want. So it could be somebody that brings that. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because swords, the other element of swords, or rather the element of swords, is air. And air is linked in with new thoughts, new ideas, which is why this is often seen as the challenge card, because it is about, or the challenge suit, because it's about those new ideas that challenge our way of thinking. But she's coming in with the 3 of Wands. Now, Wands is all about your sense of security, your sense of self, your sense of confidence. And the 3 is bringing in more than just you. 2s are partners. 3s are expanding that to a family unit, or expanding that to the next step, whatever that is. So 2 of Pentacles is about maybe a business partner. The 3 of Pentacles would be, you know, learning some things to progress the business, or bringing in somebody else as an apprentice to work with the business, blah, 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 blah. When we're looking at the Wands, the 2 of Wands is somebody that's going to help you gain more confidence, going to help you gain more, you know, more experience points, I guess, in life. And the 3 is somebody that teaches you some lessons in a new way and will help and guide in a completely different way. So the fact that we've got this is depicting with, because Wands is actually the fire symbol, which is why we've got the fire. But it's interesting that we've got the Queen of Swords, normally seen as a really negative card, a really bitchy card, but she's bringing in this air energy with the sword and the butterfly. And it's linking up with the 3 of Wands, which in this deck is depicted by the 3 hot air balloons, which are obviously led by the wind and led by that air element. So you've got the fire element for them to lift, and then to bring movement, we've got the air. So I don't know whether this is going to be the same person or one of the people that you interact with next month, but it really does feel that in May onwards, that somebody is going to bring this energy around, make you think very, very differently about a lot of points of your life. Again, bringing this 10 of Swords with this new rebirth element that's coming in over the next couple of months, bringing that into play and sending you off in a new direction. Okay, so watch out for that. It's not a positive or negative at this point. It's just something new. So that is a bit of fun in April. and then new adventures, new journeys, new directions to go in. Go where the wind takes you in terms of May. And I really hope that helps, Camille. I really, really do. Thank you so much for asking the questions tonight. Thank you for being here on the channel. And yeah, thank you ever so much for spending time here. Let me just swap the camera back. Good evening to Ellis Dodd. I didn't get a chance to say hello when you popped in, so hello, Ellis. Oh, the nibbling, the gremlin's gone. Thank you to the gremlin for joining us and helping to mod tonight. And yeah, Ed's had to disappear as well, so thank you to Ed from earlier. So yeah, I hope that helps everybody. Thank you so much. I've actually really enjoyed tonight's stream. There were a couple of hiccups with the technology. As always, we're going to get that sorted, as I keep saying, but I've got no idea what to do with it. Thanks very much. Greetings from Poland. No worries, my darling. Very, very, very nice to have you here, and thank you for joining. So don't forget, we're back every Tuesday and Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. And yeah, in between times, do make sure you ding your bell and change your settings to all when you ding your bell, so that YouTube lets you know whenever I go live or whenever I upload videos. The podcast is up. I'm going to start going through these bloody cards that are up here behind me, these decks. I am going to start going through those this coming few weeks and months, so that is something that's going to be coming up on the channel, and I am going to be looking at a few witchcrafty bits and pieces as well. So again, all that's really left to say is thank you so much, everybody, for joining me, and I will see you all again next time. Don't forget, if you haven't already, you can always join our membership over at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. The details are just there on the bottom of the screen. You can always join us across there. We do have a members only chat each and every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. UK time for an hour before we come and do the live stream. And it also gives you access to videos and things at least a day early. And I will be putting on some details very soon of a Q&A and a Beyond Authentic After Dark. So a late night stream where we're going to be using all of the language, doing all of the things, keeping it very, very, very adults only. So yeah, but not OnlyFans adults only. We're talking like, you know, just, yeah, you know what I mean. It's going to be tarot, but with an edge. So we're going to be doing that as well. And there you go. If you haven't already, do please like the video. Thank you, Holland. I would have forgot to say that. And I will see you on the next one. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.